Hi, welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Adam, and today I'm going to unbox the Pathfinder Flip Tiles Dungeon Starter Set. Now, I already got the Flip Tiles Dungeon Perils expansion set. I got this first, just because it was an easy way for me to see, it was a little cheaper. What's the quality of these? I was happy with it. They're basically different size. They're actual squares, but the same basic material as the normal Pathfinder tile sets have been, only now printed on both sides, as they always should have been. Now, one thing I didn't necessarily expect with this is this comes in a box, and there's space in the box, okay? And when I read on the back, in addition to the 42 richly crafted double-sided map tiles, okay, there are 6 tabbed dividers to keep them organized. That intrigued me. And when you take the box, and you take, say, this here that has, like, the tiles are just the same size as pretty much of this, you notice how there's room around it? There's a little room, of course, for the cardboard, but then there's room for tabs, so I've got some expectations there, but yeah. We have the box here, and we take off the shrink wrap, get into it. I'm expecting great things. Alright, so... And okay, so they promote some of their other products here. Let's just take everything out. And look at these first. So, okay, so they're nothing special. They have nothing on them. Basically the same material as the actual tiles, maybe a little thinner, but if so, not by much. Definitely the same laminating, so you could basically mark the tiles yourself. So they're not giving... I was expecting them to give you some way that they were almost telling you to organize the tiles. They're not, but they're giving you the ability to organize them however you want. So... basically, you pull up depending on how you want to organize your tiles. But there's enough room in here not just to organize the tiles that come in here, but I can also throw my previous set in there as well. No problem. Anyway, so... and I expect a lot of these to be pretty basic. This is the starter set, as it were. And it should just be enough for me to really make out a dungeon. So we have corridors and rooms, and you see, like, these have, like, columns along the side of the walls, and here's a tile that does not. On both ends. Different column layout, corner. So basically you're getting one side has the ability... oh, there's a whole room here, and some... broken flagstones, you can kind of see. You're sort of seeing, room, one side is corridors and the other is to make rooms. Maybe they're going to keep that up. Get some decorative bits in here. Get a turn. Get another side wall. Almost looks like little statues stuck in the corners here. Or not. There's where a corridor enters into one of the rooms. Although you could also always just, do that, and that would be another way to enter into a room. So, you're covered either way. So far. Here's where a column has been broken off. Here's a split. It's like, let's just set these down, eh? Another. Let's see here. Got the lamination definitely sticking together on some of these. So, and then in my experience. It doesn't do that once they've been split, but right when you get them, and maybe after a bit, oh, here's a dead end. So that's one I didn't even think of, but yeah, dead end. Quite a few. Oh, and here's some sort of circle design on the floor there. Make for something special. Wider corridor. I'm guessing we're going to get a lot of those now. Okay, and here's for a little small room at the end. That's nice. And again, another wider corridor as well. An opening and then going back. And a turn. Sort of one of those wide corridor dead ends, which could also be sort of a long room. Okay, here's a room at an intersection. Again, a lot of these are pretty simple. Oh, here's actually where it goes from small corridor to wide corridor. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these are very simple. Small intersects into one of the wide corridors. Like they said, starter set. Ooh, that's fancier than I was. We've got the fanciest one so far. We have stairs. We can change elevation. Ooh. And here it goes from dungeon into their cabin tile set. So I don't know if they have, maybe they have flip tiles, or yeah, flip tiles for caverns that this will go into, or just going onto some cavern maps that I know they have. There's also that. Here's stairs, I think, going the other way based on the lighting. Oh, I like this. This is going from a town and some, you know, like a sidewall descending into some dungeon there. That is nice. I like that. I didn't expect that. So there's some more advanced ones. Here's a turning staircase. Here's one just sort of going on like the sort of a side of a wall out in the wilderness going into a dungeon. So you're getting some nice entrances into dungeons. Okay, here's one that I actually have tiles that'll work with because I have some of the sewer tiles already. But going from a sewer into a dungeon, that actually makes it really easy for me to use some of these tiles with some of the stuff I already have. Very cool. More stairs, of course, and going different ways. Another big open room. Other side there. Here's some little alcoves off on the side of one. Again, yeah, it's a nifty little one. Just a little sort of off to the side. Sort of sneak around. There we go. So, most of them, as was expected, are just normal room and corridor tiles, which is basically the basics that you need to get started with anything like this. Like you know, you gotta have basic rooms, basic corridors. You know, it's like I have that set with all the cool stuff, but it's like none of that really works if that's all I have. This big stack of tiles makes all that work. But this one also has a lot that are staircases. There's a lot of staircases in there. So that's, you know, cool for changing elevations. And they've, you know, gone over a lot of different variations of you need it to go up or down, turning in which direction, you know, letting you do that. Basically the idea of trying to be, you can design your dungeon and then make the tiles work for it, as opposed to having to base your dungeon around the tiles. And then there were some cool entrances. You know, of course, the first one I saw was the cavern one, which is, you know, definitely useful. And then you know, the sewer one also makes sense there. The one that just goes from their general wilderness, you know, outdoor tiles to the dungeon fits. But then even having the one from the town, the city tiles stuff into that's very cool. So basically just the idea of, let's make it where you can enter into this dungeon and you can smoothly transition it into whatever other environment. So very cool. Does feel like a nice number of tiles here, and just holding it for what you know, what you get, enough to do plenty of rooms, plenty of corridors. You can, of course, use water erase, dry erase markers on them to make them fancier than just plain empty rooms. You can also get things like, they have that expansion set that I have already, where it has, traps and etc. All sorts of different things that go into rooms to make them fancy. But, essentially this is the basic set. It's like, I have not even used this in-game. There's no way really to use it, otherwise every tile is got something terrible going on to it. This makes for general dungeons, and then this is to expand it, but this was my way of checking the quality. So I was happy. I'm still happy. I hope they continue this. I like having stuff on both sides. It makes it feel like I'm not being cheated. Yeah, as always, I'll link below. You can check it out. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Thank you. Bye.